So 1 o'clock on Thursday. So let me go ahead and do a little resetting over here on the left side to be sure that we're actually transmitting something out into the world so that I'm not just talking to dead air, because nobody wants that. All right, ho, there we go. So I see my arm moving. That's a very, very good sign. Hi, Rosie. How are you? I'm glad you could join me today. Thank you so much. So here is the card we're going to make today. What I'm going to make today is going to be exactly like this one, except a little different. I thought I would share with you a new bundle coming on the 1st of July. It's the Jolly Holly one, and I promise you at least once I'm going to call it the Holly Jolly, because I'm 64 years old and Holly Jolly is just the way it is. So I'm going to say Holly Jolly. Fix it in your head, autocorrect if you will, to Jolly Holly. Hey, Marva. Hi, Tracy, Carol, Karen, Marie, Mario, Susan, Amy, Becky. Hello. Appreciate you guys coming. So this new bundle is a stamp set, photopolymers. So those of you who love photopolymers, you are in luck. And it has a hybrid embossing folder with it. So what does a hybrid embossing folder do? Well, it's a 3D embossing folder. And this one happens to have holly all over it, which is convenient given the name. And it will actually emboss and die cut at the same time. So I'm going to show you a way to use that by making you a card today. And I don't think it's too early at all for a Christmas card. I know it's not July, but it's almost July, so it's Christmas in almost July. Now, the inside of the card just has a second sentiment from the same set and some more holly. And I did not use any DSP on this card, and so for my envelope, I just did some holly stamping. So, going to be exactly like this, only a completely different color. This one is very non-traditional. I thought I would go a little more to the traditional side here, and we'll see what y'all think. So for this one, this card, the main one, is Cloud Cover, Balmy Blue, and Mossy Meadow are the three basic colors. But this one is going to be Shaded Spruce, Shy Shamrock, and Pretty in Pink. How did I get that color? Well, I wanted to use Shaded Spruce, so I pulled out my color wheel here, and I saw that Shaded Spruce and Shy Shamrock are right next to each other, so I liked that. And I looked across, and I wanted to use Pretty in Pink anyway, and it was in the analogous window over here, so I said, bonus. I love my color wheel. It really helps me a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, shall we? I have a Shaded Spruce card base, and then I have a piece of Shaded Spruce that is 4 1/8 by 5 1/2. So if you looked at it on the card front, it's going to be a little bit shy. It's going to go side to side all the way, but it's going to be a little bit shy of the actual card base, all right? And what I'm going to do is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to emboss this and cut at the same time. All right, so here is my die, and I'm going to, I got to find the way it fits. Just a second. Hang on. Just as a matter of turning it a few times. I think I need to go down here, maybe. Nope. Hang on, I'll get it. I'll get it in just a second. Maybe. Or I won't. I don't know. We'll get it in a minute. Don't panic. Don't panic, Mary. Mary's thinking about panicking. Nah, I'm not going to panic. Okay, here we go. Maybe that's it. No, maybe that's it. This just worked a lot easier when I wasn't on camera. Here we go. Maybe that's it right there. There it is. I think that's it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's going to kind of click into place when you get it in the right spot. Okay, there we go. So it clicked into place. That doesn't mean that you can tip it all over the place, because it is going to move around if you're not careful. And then I'm going to place my cardstock in just like that. All right, and then I'm going to run it through my cut and emboss machine. And the sandwich that you use for a hybrid embossing folder is the regular 3D embossing folder sandwich. So you use base number 1, then you put your folder with the die and the cardstock, and then you do the number 4 plate. Okay, I'll be right back. So when you get this out, you're going to possibly have a little piece left. That's okay, just hang on to it. You can put it on when you put it on your card base. All right, and then you're gonna pick this up and you can see the other leaves stay in and they're kind of partially cut out. So you see how that is? You can kind of raise the leaves on them. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to eventually, not yet, we're going to put this onto our card front with Stampin' Dimensionals. All right, so before I do that, we're going to make us a little sentiment. Don't lose your little piece. If one falls out, don't lose it. You can fix it, don't worry. Now, this die set right here has two rectangular labels, and they both have stitching on them. So I used both of them. I made the larger one in Shy Shamrock and the smaller one with the smaller rectangle in white. Okay. All right. Now, on my sample, I did not use the foam sheets, but I thought, don't be dumb, Mary, and do it twice like that wrong. So what I did here is we're going to stamp the sentiment Joy. Hey, Nancy, appreciate you coming. Thanks, Rosie. Yeah, it wasn't making my brain. My brain was, well, let's just say I had the circling timer thingy, that little thingy. All right, so we're going to stamp Joy in Pretty in Pink. And then I am going to put this on a piece of foam adhesive sheet. Now, do you need to make it as big as I did? No, but for the purposes of a video, it's a lot easier. And then the Joy die just goes right over the top. And one thing that's really handy about it is, unlike some of the other sentiment dies, this one keeps your little thing whose name I've forgotten, the little dot over the J, it keeps it with the die. So you don't have to be making an extra effort to keep it with your word so that you can put it on later. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up and cut it out. And we're going to see if using the foam adhesive sheets was a good idea or not. Hey, Shirley, I'm sorry your computer did that. We woke up this morning with all the clocks flashing and knew that we'd had some kind of a power outage in the night. And our internet had not reset when it came back on, so we spent a little while trying to get that done. Okay, so I'm going to use a sticky note. Get that lined up. Sticky note, sticky note, sticky note. And then we'll run it through. Y'all hold your breath. Hopefully this will work. Otherwise, I'll be doing it a second time and just using little pieces of dimensional like I did the first go. And we'll see how it works. All right. All righto, everyone. Fingers crossed. Okay. There we go. All right, so it worked out quite fine. Yeah, ours came about 1 in the morning. We had just a little bitty bit of storm go through. I think it was mostly just because it was so hot, you know, but okay, so we're hanging on to that. And I'm going to first adhere the little white piece to the little Shy Shamrock piece. Hey, Cherie, or Sherry, sorry, whichever way you pronounce it. I apologize if I screwed it up either of those times. All right, so this is actually a very perfect mat size. I love it. Sometimes Stampin' Up! Will make them just a little bigger than makes my heart happy, so they did not in this case. So we'll take the backing off of this and push out those little pieces that did not come out. Sometimes they come out when you pull the backing, sometimes they don't. This would be a don't time. But it's okay, they're pretty big and pretty easy to get off, even if they stick to your feet. And stick to your feet. If I ever use my feet to take any parts off of one of these, I want you to just go away because I will have lost my brain entirely. All right, so there we go. Let's get that off there. All right, okay. And then we'll just put this on as straight as I can make it, like so. There we go. Okay, so there is our sentiment. And what's going to happen here is this is going to nestle inside a few of these little leafies. Okie doke. So let's go ahead first and put some twine on. I have some baker's twine in the white variety. And I'll turn this over. And I'm going to use a glue dot to secure it. Right about there, kind of middle. All right. We'll go across there. And then I'm going to, I'm going to put that leaf back in, so I don't want to get my twine right there. Okay, and we'll get another glue dot. And another glue dot. All the glue dots. This is why I have so many boxes of glue dots, because I do like to use my glue dots. For me, they're kind of like dimensionals. Wait till you see how many dimensionals I use on this one. It's going to be a lot. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. That's very kind. Okay. Let's get rid of some stuff off of my work area and possibly put some dies back onto the magnet before I lose them, because that has been known to happen. Okay. So then on this side, what's going to happen is this little guy is going to nestle in here. So I'm just kind of making sure that my strings are straight and I can kind of fix them. So let's go ahead first and put this on our card front. My little glue dot is helping me there. Come on now. Really? I couldn't have done that again if I said, Mary, stick that in that holly. You'd have been like, no, you can't do it. And I'd have been like, you are right. But hold my beer and watch this. I can do it. I can do anything. Okay, so we're going to adhere this to our card front. My gosh, I am just messing this up like crazy. What in the world? It's like my brain has gone on vacay. All right, so let's get some dimensionals, and we're going to put them in the places that are not cut. Okay, so I do want to give it a lot of support, so you're going to see a lot of dimensionals. That's okay. I think you'll see why soon. Well, you may not. You may still be at the end of it. You may still be like, Mary, that was about 7 million too many dimensionals. At which time I would have to say, okay, use the dimensionals that you want to use. I like my dimensionals, and since I cut them in half, it's like I'm using not even nearly as many. Okay, so we'll lay this out and take off all of our little caps while I put them in my little bowl. It could be a fun party trick. That it could be like Pong. Unfortunately, I suspect that with the way my skill level is, I would either, I don't know that I've ever, what is that one where you bounce the ping pong and if it goes in a glass you drink or you don't drink, or I don't know. So I would either be drunk or not drunk. I don't know, because I don't know the rules to start with. All I'm saying is if I had to do it again, I probably couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And I see a gap over there that I'm going to have to fix. Let me see if I have all my covers off. Nope, that one's still on. All right, dimensionals, where'd you go? See, there's a dimensional gap right there. Got to fix that. Okay. Now, remember, this is going to be centered top to bottom, and side to side is going to be lined up, okay? Does that make sense? So just kind of hold it off with your fingers until you're sure it's good. Okay. There, I like it. Okay, now, see what I'm going to do with my little last piece? I'm going to put a dimensional on it and stick it right in place. I should have her try it at the annual retreat. I could try it. I really could try it. But I don't want there to be any big prize or anything like that, because if there's a prize, I'm going to have to practice between now and then, and I don't want to. Okay, there we go. So we're just going to push this back, lay this back in place, and it'll be like it never even fell off. Now, if you lose it, it will be like it fell off, okay? And then I can kind of play with my string, my twine a little bit and get it where I want it, which is a little more centered. Look, I did it again. Since I said I couldn't do it again, I'm going to do it again every time. Yep. Well, for goodness sake. There we go. Okay, get back where you belong. And I want it to cross, but I want it to cross in there. Okay, so now to put this little guy on, you're going to want to pick up your leaves like this. And this little guy is going to come up. This little guy is going to go down. This little guy will come up. And this little guy may come up. We'll see. Okay, and then you're just going to slide him in so that he kind of tucks into the leaves. And I got myself a dimension. Oh no, I got the I got the twine right there. Goodly done, Mary. Goodly done. I'm making this look like it's really hard, and it really isn't. Okay, so that's going to go right about there. So I'm just going to take a little bit of liquid glue, just video evidence. Okay, put a little bit of liquid glue under there. And center him up. Okay. And this little guy can come over the top. There we go. Center, straight. Will this guy fit up there? No, that's okay. We'll let him be on his own, just like that, right there. Okay, now let me close this and just be sure I'm straight before that glue dries. There we go. I think we can get that leaf up. Let's try to get that leaf up. I think the leaf would look good up. There we go, just like that. And then you can kind of pick up some of the other leaves and just give them a little bend. And then all of a sudden you've got all these little holly leaves, which is cool, I think. Kind of a fun embossing folder, right? You can use your take your pick tool or this or a tweezers like I'm using. There we go. Okay, now I have a couple of little holly leaves already cut, and these I stamped in Shy Shamrock, and I'm actually going to color them with my light Granny Apple Green. Okay. And I'm going to use the other side because that side needs to be replaced. Needs to have a new one. So we're going to use Granny Apple Green. And I'm not going to color the little berries because I'm going to use some of the Cherry Cobbler and Pearl Berry adhesive back berries, because they're really cute and fun. Okay. I bet none of you would have thought of putting Shy Shamrock and Granny Apple Green, but it kind of works. It does kind of work. I guess I could have colored 2 of the 3, huh? Since we only have a few dozen more to color. Not really that many. I was kidding. I was kidding. Speaking of the annual retreats, I got the contracts this week. So that is getting ready to start up. Okay. Now, I have these Cherry Cobbler and Pearl berries. I'm going to pull out my sheet that still has the little 3ers on it. And I'm going to use the clear ones. And just place them right over the stamped berries. Like that. Just like that. And I'm not going to use those on the inside or anywhere else, but they're kind of pretty. Don't you think those are pretty? I like them. I think they're pretty. They're so pretty. I know, Karen, are you excited? All right, so let's go ahead and use a little bit of liquid glue on the berry end of this little guy right here. And we're going to tuck him like right there. I like these little guys. They're very cute little hollies. And it gives a really good opportunity for just a little bit of blingy bling without too much blingy bling, if you know what I mean. There we go. And one mole. Put him up over here like that. And then, since he's kind of stuck off, I'm going to go ahead and put slide a dimensional under him. Because I have one available and quite handy, and it will just give him a little extra support. There we go. Shove him back in there like that. Okay. There we go. And that's your card front, y'all. Oh, no, wait. I'll put a little bow on here. So I've got a piece. I'll take a double length of this baker's twine. And we're going to tie it right here. Like that. Okay. And then make this a little tidier, because that is one bad looking bow right there. That is going every which way, and catty and wampus. There we go. Okay, and we can kind of fix that up like that. And there you have your card front. Okay, so on the inside, I just have a piece of basic white cardstock, and I am going to stamp in Pretty in Pink, my second sentiment. Let me just be sure I'm getting a good image there. Yep, I am. Okay. And then I'm going to add a couple hollies. And by a couple, I mean 5 or 6. Actually, only 6. And I'm going to do my my envelope at the same time. I know, I think I did too. I like this one for a very non-traditional one, but I like this color combo. Shaded Spruce and the Pretty in Pink and Summer Splat, or Shy Shamrock. That's a favorite combo for me, and I think it's great for Christmas time. I really do. All right, so we're just gonna put this holly down here a few times. Turn this around. Put it a couple of 3 times up here. And we'll set that aside. Put one in the corner of our envelope. I am really pushing my luck with this block right now, aren't I? Okay. Whew. I had ink every which way. Every which way. All right, so let's go ahead and color these right quick. Remember, when you are coloring on the envelope, you don't want to push real hard. If you're heavy-handed, put an acrylic window sheet under, like you can either get window sheets, and I meant plastic, not acrylic, or you could use the window sheets that come when you get this stamp set, and you mount the stamps in the case. You'll have a window sheet left over. And to match the front, I am not coloring the berries because the front berries are white. I suppose if I wanted to get real jiggy with it, I could use my clear Wink Estella and give them a little shine, but I'm not gonna. You can if you want. Okay, so there's the envelope, and then we'll do the same on the inside. Yeah, I definitely should have pre-colored those die cut ones so that you didn't have to watch this so many times. But now you got it, right? You're just coloring. It's very simple. Not something that you really needed me to spend 45 minutes doing. But there you have it. All right, so I hope that you guys are taking advantage. It's the last week of the sweet sale. Buy one, get one at 50% off. If you have a list of things that you want to get that are associated with sweets and are not sure the best way to go about getting the best dealio, drop me a line and I'll be glad to help you with it. Might take more than one order, okay? But depending on what you're trying to order, that savings, that half price savings of the lesser amount item might be worth doing. All right. So there we go. There's the top done. And now we'll get the bottom and we'll put it together and we'll be done-ski. We don't even have to put any DSP on the envelope of Flappa because it's already done. It's already done. Yep, I like this one better. I like this one better. This one's going to be the one that you see on the blog tomorrow so that you'll have that color combo. And then I'll just give you a picture of the other one so that, and the colors I used so that you'll know. But everything else will be identical. All right? Just different colors of cardstock, different colors of ink, same exact idea. And remember, you guys can get this next week on the 1st of July. Can you even believe the 1st of July is now? Did you know that that yesterday was halfway to Christmas? Did you know that? Yeah, that's crazy. I'm just saying. That's just crazy. Alrighty, now who needs to stay safe? Thunderstorms. Oh dear, yep. All right, see you, Janice. Good luck. Hope you get through safely. It's and hopefully everybody's heat will have cut. We have our heat wave has broken, best I can tell. It was pretty pleasant actually when I went out this morning. All right, so there we go. We have the same card in 2 distinct color combos. Make whichever one makes you the happiest. And I hope you will consider the Jolly Holly bundle next week when it goes live. Thank you all so much. I hope I will see you on Saturday. Don't know what we're going to make, but I hope you will like it. Have a great rest of your week, y'all. Thanks. Ta.